Doing a little different kind of video here today. It's gonna be a longer one, about 20 minutes. We're doing battle against all odds. We're sitting here ourselves with about I think 200-ish soldiers. We're gonna be broken down mostly cavalry. Mo- a larger cavalry than I would normally go. Good breakdown. You can see here archers and infantry. Going up against about 600, 650 Sturgeon army, and they are heavy infantry here. And that's why we're gonna kind of go over this and see how you could go against a way larger army. First thing, just kind of get everything set, kind of get the lay of the land, see what's going on. High ground here is huge. It's always nice. Yeah, we're going to creep the archers up to the front of the hill, creep the infantry up to the front of the hill, keep everybody in shield wall. You're going to see when we kind of do some ride-bys to kind of bait them out a little bit. Their infantry force is huge. It's the Sturgian heavy spearmen. Those are probably some of the best of the heavy infantry. Despite how good our heavy cavalry is, we can't just charge into a shield wall. That would be just catastrophic for us. Getting these set. We don't have too many horse archers right now. Like a sad 3-man unit. One of them doesn't even have a bow. So we don't do much with them. They're just going to linger around, provide support for the infantry. We're going to see here the beginning of this it's a slow start. It is good to be. You don't want to rush into anything and just get yourself annihilated early when you're working with a smaller army. Here we go. We're going to start probing. We got the cavalry set, infantry set. Everything's good. Move up and see what we're looking at here. Not too many. The Sturgian cavalry is good, but they don't have too many here. None of them are top tier armored cavalry. So we're just going to ride, just hit around them, see what their archers are looking like. They're still moving around, so nobody's shooting at us. You can just kind of ride through, see what's up. You see a lot of infantry there. Way too many to run that little mob of infantry we had into. Got their cavalry out, though. A sad couple skirmishers on their side do not have a lot except for a small bag of spears to throw. Bring them in. They don't like it. They're backing out, of course. Getting real ballsy here. Just really one man taunting them, trying to get it going. You could get picked with an archer if they hit you a lot or chain you up if you get stuck. You got to be careful doing that. But it's a great way to leave everything safe. You know you're going to be good. No one's even hit us yet. Some arrows flying around, but we're good. We're going to do this for a little bit here. You just keep baiting their cavalry out, see what you can do against it. Wait for them to move and commit to a fight or make a mistake. They make a huge mistake coming up. Another reason this was an easy guy. That guy just matrix dodged me. Another reason this fight was such a big success. And this is, we're going up against 3 times our size here, and we're going to come out with as few casualties as possible almost. Chopped. Boom. Keep moving through those. They're trying to probe you into moving your infantry up, moving your archers up, committing to something. We're still way back. They've kind of moved up a little bit from where they kind of spawned up. As soon as we start feeling like their cavalry's not going to be an issue, because their cavalry wasn't bad. They had enough to do something if they didn't just use it as a probe and waste it all so early. They still have their strength, though, and that's the infantry, a massive, massive cluster. We're going to move up a little bit, start getting in range here. See if we can turn them into, get them across the line, get them to do something. See healing those up. We're running about 50 cavalry, 70 infantry, 40 archers, a couple horse archers. All right, we've crept him back up. Let's get the crossbow out. This is not this at this point in this playthrough, not upgraded with the crossbow or leveled with it at all. This guy's mainly a horse archer when he's using anything ranged on back, but we're trying to level up the crossbow, so was not really. If we had a bow, we would have done a lot more bow attacking, riding around. He'd be some Khuzait style. But the two-handed saber that you run one-handed off a horse, great for this. Good reach off the horse, does a lot of damage if you can hit with speed. Even if you don't hit with speed, you can still hack people down. That is a perfect example there of why you don't waste your cavalry like that. I mean, some of his best units, they just get jammed into the shield wall and die. Like, trying to get me to go into a charge, get him disorganized, not happening though. Everybody just holding still. You see the archers started to move up like they were going to do something. As soon as I rode up, the whole unit runs to the back. This is where you can see just arrows flying all over. That's where you get chained up with a couple of those. You could get yourself knocked a little early, and that would be devastating. You being here and killing really helps morale of everybody. Alrighty. Headset cut out a little there. There the archers are moving up to the front again. Scaring them back. So run through the edges, just circle them up, make sure they know. If you can get one of the leaders to follow you and come after you, that's another great way to really kill their morale. They're staying tight-packed with the infantry, though. That's their last hope. I mean, they still have a tremendous amount of numbers on us, tons of reserve infantry they can call upon if these numbers get decimated. Well, Sturgian spearmen are heavily armored, great at stopping cavalry charges. And that's going to be our strength, is the cavalry we have. We're looking at 50, almost all of them are high tier, heavily armored. Elite cataphracts. Here we can see the seeds of the first big mistake starting to take place as he keeps wanting to move those archers out, and as I let him, force him back, let him go. And now he's going to just fully commit and try and get the archers into range, because we're not moving. Might as well come up and lob some shots, right? That's the easy. Yeah, they're fully committed now. Thinking, no way did we just get this lucky. Right, they're not doing a lot of damage, not doing a lot of killing, but we're going to bring the cavalry up now. Their archers are far enough away from their infantry. This is the dumb thing. Absolutely cannot do that. Because of the hill we're on too, and because they're mostly hunters and bowmen, not a lot of crossbowmen, they don't have a lot of range. A lot of Sturgian hunters and Batanian Fions in that unit, and they're not. They have, they're great archers. They're good at fighting as well. They're not the best range. Now we're hacking through. We're not going to set the cavalry to charge. We're going to keep them following because we do not want them to charge through and then accidentally decide to go throw themselves into the shield walls over there and die. If you can keep on them and keep them close, keep their swords out, they're not shooting arrows, and it's the only way they're going to be very effective. They seem constantly moving. Only a few of them get bows up even in time before they're resetting. Just running through them, this is where the KDs really come in favor with us here. You can see up there, huge chunk of morale gone from them already. They've lost all of their cavalry essentially, and almost all their archers. See, they get a few. They'll get a few picks here and there. While we are doing this, their infantry is slowly moving up right now. You can see it. Do not take a lot of looks over there. That's one thing you get. If their infantry had gotten up without me noticing, or gotten too close, it could have been bad for the cavalry. Would have had to back out of that, but they're not. They're there. You can see they're still back. They're moving up a little bit slowly. Now we get a charge. Just let these guys get finished off. Infantry will just kind of creep up with the shield wall. There's nothing. The infantry's not really even going to get much of a piece of these guys. Cavalry did everything. Well, now that's gone huge. Two huge advantages taken out. No cavalry for them now. No archers. We can maneuver at will. And that is exactly what we're going to do as we finish these up. Immediately have the archers get themselves into range. Give them a slow creep. Give the infantry a slow creep. I want them moving up. Get the rest of the cavalry following me. Yep, gather the cavalry. You can see it's gonna be what wins us this. Heavy cavalry and using them appropriately. Now if our archers get a little further ahead than our infantry here, trying to get themselves into range. If they had gotten a quick charge off, they might have been able to come thin my archer ranks as well. But their strength is a shield wall, heavy armor everywhere. So we're gonna sit. We end up sitting a little too close to in range here. They got throwing axes and spears still. They're not completely rangeless without their archers.
Soldiers, close in.
Back them up a little bit. Infantry and shield wall just moves incredibly slow. They keep it tight. It's a slow march. But we're getting up there. Our archers are in range. They're starting to rain down. We bring the charge up. Try and cut through the edge at first. Get the last of their horseback riders. You can see still outnumbered heavily in this infantry skirmish here. Their lines are thick, but the morale is low enough, and they had a wave spawn in behind them, so they're going to try and run. If they had committed to trying to take out my infantry there, they maybe could have had a chance to at least thin and then let the next wave do its damage. But they're going to save as many of their armored units as they can and retreat. And they're not doing any damage. It's just a free-for-all. Infantry barely got there, and they're already running away, so they haven't gotten any taste of the battle. Regather everyone. You don't want them overextending into the fresh units that have deployed. Immediately swing the cavalry out as wide as you can and try and time up your charge to disrupt them right before your infantry is going to get there. And then if your shield wall hits a more disorganized shield wall, they will break through pretty easily. The thing you have to worry about the most when you have a smaller shield wall force, and when you hit somebody, the edges will curl around and you can get yourself a little surrounded if you're not careful. So I like to, send the cavalry through, keep the charge, and then really hit the edges to make sure they can't curl around and push behind you. chaos. They were too spread apart. They're too thin. The cavalry's disrupted them. Only a short line's gotten up to the infantry. Now there starts to be a split. They got a great push down the middle. They have the numbers. They just don't have the unit ability. Get a little nervous here. You see a lot more enemies. Unfortunately, because this is a William Wallace playthrough, our country colors are blue and white, and fighting Sturgia, it's just a lot of blue uniforms, and it's a pain. Being severely outnumbered, starting to lose the edges, but the heavily armored Imperial Legions do a great job holding. And then another wave spawns in behind, and to preserve men, they're going to call another retreat. Kind of get everybody gathered. If they want to fall back again, you don't want to. The big mistake would be letting your kind of battle chaotic army run in without being ready. See, we're running low on some infantry. They might have had us there if they had just fully committed and held long enough for the reserves to come up instead of retreating again. But they're playing not to lose instead of playing to win. That's how you lose. Regather up your infantry archers, get them grouped, shield walled, and pushing. Even with the lesser numbers now, this third wave coming in is going to be mostly recruits, guys with no armor, no shields. Yeah, a small handful of legionnaires and some cavalry can take out a lot of recruits. And they sit and wait. They know it's coming. The battle's essentially lost for them at this point. It's just cleaning it up and making sure that you don't take any shortcuts, knowing that you've essentially won now and you can run through these guys. But this is where you could have a lot of extra casualties you don't need if you just let everybody charge in and just finish it. Finally, they have a counter charge. Nope, and then they stop. Some range units are going to try and thin out them, but there's nothing you can do. There's only a few heavily armored guys left, and it's a slaughter at this point. This side cannot crash down. They really would need to swing and help, but they're not gonna. Cavalry has them too disrupted. No shields or anything. No spears to stop. You see, through these charges, we've taken quite a bit of damage here, but we're still... Armor's holding up. We're looking good. Getting knocked here could also be devastating, but I think it's close enough you should be... Their morale is so gone. It's the important thing to be doing this yourself, too, and not be sending your troops in without you. So that morale boost is great. Everyone you kill boosts your morale and terrifies the enemy. And it's over. The battle is won. You can always ride around a little bit, clean up any stragglers that are left. More, it's just more for you to loot. Alrighty, as we clean the last of those up here, we'll look at some of the stats from this. We're looking at 648 enemies defeated. It's huge. Looking at only 30 dead on our side, 80 wounded that will recover. That's big. And then 66 kills personally for William Wallace. And those kills are huge morale boosters. It's very important to do those. That's a big time win there.
Killed 600.
3-to-1 odds. Bingo. Thanks for watching.